back, Refocus Gang, and welcome back to another episode of Refocus on You. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. Please make sure that you are liking, subscribing, and sharing these videos. Today, we're going to be talking about breaking into our femininity. So, rewind it a little bit. When I was about 13, 14, I used to wear dresses all the time. I wore skirts. We grew up in the church, and you know how pantsuits and all of that was not really the thing back in the day. So I was kind of feminine. Like, I was quiet. I didn't really cuss. Like, I wasn't as rowdy as I got once I jumped out into the world and I actually started living on my own, and I felt the need to actually protect myself. I got like really rowdy and really loud and just not feminine or soft at all. Of course, I still dressed like a girl. I still had features like a girl. I was curvy like a girl. But that has nothing to do with your femininity. I've even been told before, like, you so cool. You like one of the homeboys. And I don't want to be a homeboy. Like, I understand it, and I guess it can be taken as a compliment, but I am a female, and I want to be treated as such. I don't want to be treated as one of the homeboys. So as I began to heal, I started actually tapping into and being intentional about tapping into my femininity. As women, we are made to feel less than. So a lot of times we feel like in order for us to get ahead, we're going to have to tap into our masculine side and maybe be loud, maybe stand our ground like a little tougher and all of that. But in all reality, I'm learning that we don't. It seems like we are supposed to be everything that everybody else wants or needs us to be, but not be what we want to be at all. When I began to tap into my femininity more, I learned a lot about myself. And everything is not wrong that they taught us about being a woman, like cooking and cleaning. That is femininity. Or being a homemaker, creating a specific environment in your home so that is love in there, being intentional about different things like that. That's a part of being feminine. So everything they taught us has not been wrong. But some of the stuff that we have been made to feel like we had to do, or we had to let go of certain parts of our womanhood or being feminine in order to make it in this world, has not been 100% correct. Women are nice, kind, respectful, and that's simply because the energy of a woman does not really require more than our softness. Our softness is actually one of our greatest strengths. And if once you start tapping into it, you really start to realize that being soft and calm and respectful is one of your greatest strengths. But as women, we are also mysterious. We're also daring. We're also gutsy. And that's also a part of being feminine, because it leaves everyone wondering and craving more. We get what we want from a demand that's not even, that we didn't really even have to place. Like, once you start tapping into your feminine, you will learn that you just start receiving things that you didn't even request, but that you desired, because you're tapped in. You're in there. Like, you don't have to demand to be treated like a woman, because you're just going to be treated like that. You don't have to demand that someone holds the door for you, because you don't even look like you need to be holding the door, and they'll wait for you to walk. Oh, don't rush. Come on. They'll wait for you simply because you are giving off that feminine energy. Think about this for a second. As a woman, we really multiply whatever we given. Like, we give life. We have babies from a sperm cell. Like, whatever we have, we're gonna multiply. So, instead of focusing so much on maybe bitterness, unworthiness, feeling unappreciative, feeling like you have to lose some of your feminine qualities in order to make it in the world. If you are so powerful that you can give life, why aren't you as powerful when it comes to creating the life that you want to live? If I can give life, I can create a life that I want and not have to lose myself in the process. Not have to lose any of my female qualities, not have to lose any of my feminine qualities. I can do this if I put my mind to it, because whatever I focus on is gonna multiply. So tapping into my femininity honestly has been so powerful and liberating to me. Like, I didn't really realize all that I was really missing out of, or that the fact that I really wasn't tapped in the first place, until I started being intentional about it, until I started recognizing some of the characteristics I had of like being loud or feeling like I had to toughen up in order to get things done. Like, no, I didn't. And one of the things I learned is that I was doing it all wrong. Like, I was living this life of trying to be more masculine to get things done, when really, if I was tapping into my feminine earlier, I probably could have got a whole lot more accomplished, and probably by somebody else. Instead of merely surviving or having to act hard or aggressive to get what I wanted, I just began using my softness as an advantage. Being calm, being soft. We cannot really blame men for not demonstrating their masculine energy or being masculine in certain situations if we don't give them the leeway to. So I started being softer. I started needing help. I started wanting help. I don't want to do it all by myself. I don't want to be so independent that nobody can help me. I need somebody to do some of this stuff, because I'm not supposed to do it all. The reason why it's two of us, man and woman, is for us to help each other. So if I gotta be the masculine and the feminine figure, what's the whole point? No, I was adding too much to myself. So therefore, I stopped that. I need help. I need someone to do certain things. And once I started doing that, men actually started being more masculine. Like, nah, let me get that, or let me pay for this, or different things like that, because they noticed that it was something I required. Learn to be quiet. Tapping into my femininity allowed me to realize that I don't have to always speak. I don't have to always be irrational. I don't have to always just go overboard. Now, sometimes you're gonna have to speak up for yourself, but you can do it in a calmly fashion. Honestly, I have learned that gets a lot more done than me giving you a 5-page essay of why I feel like you should or should not do what I want you to do, or what something else opposed to what you decided to do. That okay, and your energy will let a person know, like, wait a minute, nah, she not feeling it. So wait a minute, let me rewind this and figure out what it is I really need to be doing. Okay, or if that's what you want to do, has gotten me so much further than me rationing out, honestly. So I've learned to be quiet and to honestly let people do and be who they want to be, because your energy will give off whether or not you are uncomfortable in a situation, especially if it's around someone who actually wants to know you, actually wants to take the time to make sure that you are happy. Those are the people you want around you. So when you are uneasy about something and you're like, okay, they're going to feel that. And if you have good energy, they always want you to keep that energy. So they are about to fix whatever that okay was for. Honestly, from experience with several people, and not just men, women as well. Okay. Just be quiet. You don't always have to speak. Another thing I learned is to trust myself and my instincts. Sometimes we act out circumstances, sometimes we act out trauma, but in all of those moments, you were in that type of season. So if you are going through something and you feel like, well, I'm afraid, like I have this fear of this happening or something, that's the season you are in. Maybe you have not healed properly or fully, so therefore you are acting of such. But as long as you're doing it in a calmly fashion, you're not hurting anyone, you're not disrespecting no one, trust your instincts, trust your guts. And do not dwell on your mistakes. Do not dwell on the past. Do not dwell on things that you cannot change. Trust that you were in that season, in that moment. You did what you knew was best to do, and keep moving forward. Don't dwell in mess. Like that's the worst way to be, because you would then start to be down. You will start to be depressed. You will start not to trust yourself because you feel like, oh my God, I made a mistake. No. Learn from it, pick your lesson up, and keep it moving. Trust your instincts, trust your judgment, and keep it moving. And lastly, one thing that I have learned is to be creative. I started having to either write down everything I'm thinking about or kind of type it in my phone so I don't lose a thought. Because once you start tapping into it, you start to see so much. You start to realize a lot about yourself. I'm honestly telling you, you're going to realize you like so much different stuff. And you just either been afraid to admit it, afraid to try it, or afraid of how somebody was going to look at you. No. Tap into you. When you conform and when you just live how you've been conditioned to live, you're basically saying, I am not unique. No, you are uniquely you. Be creative. Do what you want to do. Tap into you and rest. That's another thing. I had to learn to rest. I was so busy and felt like I just needed to do this, and this. I got to get this, and this done. That sleep was like always the last priority on my list. I think Jesus messed us up when he was like, I sleep when I'm dead. No, honey, you need to sleep now. We need to sleep now. We're not trapping until we die. No. We are going to get some rest, and we're going to do the things that we need to do in order to create the life that we need to create in order to be successful in what we want to do. We can do it all on a good night's sleep. We can do whatever we need to do after we get rest, because if you don't have rest, you can't show up as the best version of you or the feminine version of you, because that's when that masculine energy kick in and you tired and you groggy and it's like, oh my God, what? Okay. So make sure that as we are breaking out, we are breaking into some of the good qualities that we house right within ourselves. It's so much inside of you that if you just dug deep, you will realize that I'm really a garden. Like, I have so much inside of me. I just need to get it out. I'm here to help you get it out. Continue to follow me. Continue to watch these videos. Continue to look out for this rebrand, because we are finna break out and shock the world and be us as feminine women creatures. Like, we're ruling this. I'm telling you, women are so powerful. And the more you tap into that femininity, the more you will realize just how powerful you are without any of that masculine stuff that we feel like we need to do in order to get ahead, okay? So 4 things I learned when tapping into my femininity. I was doing it all wrong. I felt like I had to be masculine in order to get things done, and I don't. My feminine qualities have gotten me so much further these last couple years than being hard has ever gotten me. I learned to be quiet. You don't always have to strike up a mess. You don't always have to go full force at something. Say what you mean what you say, and calmly let it move. Trust yourself and your instincts. Whatever happens in whatever moment was how you was feeling in that moment. Learn your lesson from it and move forward. It's okay. Don't dwell on things that you cannot change. And 4, be creative, but get rest. All right. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. I hope this has helped you out a little bit. If you want to learn more about tapping into your femininity, I do mad research. Google is your best friend. I follow a lady on Instagram called the Femininity Doctor. She's amazing. But it's time, women, that we tap into who we are. We don't have to do all this stuff that they have programmed us to do. We don't have to be feminine. We don't have to be masculine in order to get things done. Our femininity is enough. It's enough. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.